Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to the channel of Bless Your Body. It's Bri today, and today we have another glow and flow practice, Power Yoga edition. So let's go ahead, grab a yoga mat, find a beautiful place to do some yoga today, and let's get started. So to get started today, we're going to come over into child's pose. So my toes are out, my knees are out, and I'm going to slowly drop those hips all the way to the ground as close as I can get them. Walk those hands forward and relaxing the face down onto the mat. Taking a few moments to breathe here. Feeling the weight of your body onto the ground. Taking in the deepest breaths that you have today. Connecting with the earth around you. Slowly on your next inhale, let's come up, meet me in table. And slowly start moving the body around. Moving into big circles here. Finding that dance of movement, being free. You don't have to stay confined in this one position, this one posture. Finding fluid movement within the body. Because yoga is a dance between movements. Finding that fluid movement here, flowing and flowing. Maybe throwing in some cat and cows here because we're warming up the body into power yoga. For strength, resilience, beauty, all the above. Let's go ahead and warm up the wrists a little bit. So taking the fingers, turning them towards you, palms are facing up. Slightly rock from side to side here. Putting those palms on the ground, wrists facing outward, fingers facing each other. Lightly rock from side to side. Wrists facing forward, fingers facing you. Lightly rock forward and backwards. Slowly just come into seated. Roll out those wrists in either direction. Switch directions. Let's go ahead, just bring those arms up towards the sky. Interlock those fingers, push those palms upward, and bend over to the left. Bend over to the right. Bend over to the left. And bend over to the right. Slowly come back to center, unclasping the hands, bringing them down to the ground. Pushing back into a downward dog. Let's pedal the feet here, walking the dog. Slowly, let's come over to high plank. Going through our vinyasa, slowly lower yourself to the ground. Pushing upward facing dog. Lightly twist, looking over each shoulder. Pushing back into a downward dog. Coming over to high plank, slowly lowering yourself to the ground. Pushing upward facing dog. Light twists again, looking over each shoulder. Pushing back to a downward dog here. One more time, going through our vinyasa, come over to high plank, slowly lower yourself to the ground, push upward facing dog, and pushing back to a downward dog here. Slowly, let's extend that left leg up towards the sky. Point and flex that foot. Slowly bring that nose to your knee. Send it back up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Let's go ahead, try to bring that leg all the way over, that left leg over onto the forearm, onto your arm. Finding strength here. Shift that gaze slightly forward. Push that left leg back up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Let's flip the dog. Flipping the dog here, shifting that gaze over towards those left fingers. Slowly come all the way back to three-legged dog. And let's walk those hands all the way back towards that right foot to a standing split. Either keeping your hands on the ground or trying your balance and putting your hands onto the ankle. Pulling yourself a little bit closer to the leg, standing split. Bringing those hands down to the ground, walking them forward. Bring that nose to your knee again. Walking those hands a little bit further forward to meet yourself in pigeon. And shine that heart forward. Taking a moment to breathe here. Slowly, let's bring that right leg all the way around, bringing it on the left side of the knee, hugging it into your chest with the left arm, looking over the back, over that right back shoulder. Noticing how your heart is. Is it beating fast, slow? Seeing a moment here, taking a moment to see if you can hear it. Slowly, let's rotate all the way over, coming back all the way over, twisting, twisting, twisting. To meet me in table, facing the opposite direction on the mat, and pushing back to a downward dog. Walking the dog here. Let's come over to high plank. Slowly lower yourself to the ground, push upward facing dog. Pushing back into downward dog. Slowly, let's extend that right leg up towards the sky. Bring that nose to your knee. Pushing that leg back up towards the sky. Trying to bring that right leg all the way over to the forearm, onto that right arm. Pushing up towards the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip. Let's flip that dog. Looking over at those right fingers. Slowly come all the way back to a three-legged dog, right leg up. Bring that nose to your knee again. Walk those hands forward, forward, till you come into pigeon pose. Shine that heart forward. Maybe shift that gaze slightly upward. Let's take that back leg, bring it all the way around. Bring it on the right side of the leg, hugging it in with the right arm. Looking over that left shoulder in the back. Slowly twisting over to the right, twisting, twisting, twisting. To meet us, facing the opposite end of the mat. Pushing back to meet us in downward dog. From here, let's go ahead, hover over to high plank. Holding high plank here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push back to downward dog. Again, come over to high plank. We're going to open up to the right side, side plank. Right hand comes up. Side plank here. Let's go ahead, extend that right leg up towards the sky, pointing that toe, creating a star. Bring the hand onto the knee. And stepping back into wild thing. Breathing. Slowly try to transition all the way back to slide plank. Bring that right hand to the ground. Transition into a 3-legged dog with that right leg up. Coming all the way through. Stepping it to a high lunge. Come up to high lunge. Breathing here for a moment. Let's transition into warrior 3. So shifting forward, leaning forward, and lifting up that back left leg. Finding strength here. Slowly holding, bending that right leg. I want you to bring that left leg forward. Don't let it touch the ground. Hugging it in towards the chest. And slowly transitioning back into warrior 3. Slowly lower yourself, bring that left leg forward, but lowering yourself all the way to the ground to seated with that left leg forward. And sit onto the ground here. Hugging both feet in. And roll yourself forward and backwards. Massaging the spine. Next time you roll back and roll forward, come all the way forward. Jump back into your chaturanga, come all the way down to the ground. Push upward facing dog. Pushing back into a downward dog here. Hovering over to high plank. Let's open up to the left. Left side plank, left arm up. Slowly bring that left leg up into a star, point that foot. Finding your balance. Place that hand onto the knee. And stepping back into wild thing. Slowly transition, bring that left leg back up into a star. Bring that left arm, hand down to the ground, transition into a 3-legged dog. Step that left leg through into high lunge, come up, high lunge. Taking a moment here, lean forward as we're transitioning to warrior 3. Back leg comes up, warrior 3. Finding your line. Slowly bring that right leg all the way forward, hugging it in towards the chest. Breathing here. And transitioning back into warrior 3. Slowly lower yourself to ground. Slowly bring that leg forward into seated. Placing both legs out in front of you. Sending both hands up towards the sky. And hinging forward into a seated forward fold. Slowly come up. Bring those feet, bend those legs a little closer. We're going to do some fun transition into a wheel. So I'm placing my right hand, fingers facing towards the right side of my mat. I'm going to slowly raise my hips, bring this right hand around to meet me into a bridge. Holding a bridge here. Moving my hands into a bridge. And slowly coming all the way around down to the other side. Now, if you can't do this, that's okay. Just go ahead and practice. Bring your hips up from side to side. My hands and fingers are facing towards the top of the mat. Practicing this. Finding your fluid movement from side to side until you can go all the way around to meet unibridge. And all the way back around. Lots of movement today. Let's go ahead and bring your feet into butterfly. Leaning forward, melting forward, bringing your nose to your toes. Taking a deep exhale. Deep inhale here. Lion's breath, deep exhale. And you can slowly come up, keeping your feet in butterfly and lying flat down onto the ground. Either keeping your feet in butterfly or you can extend them out straight, whatever is most comfortable. Lying flat here. Placing your hands on the belly. Coming back to your body and thanking yourself for showing up today and for choosing this practice. Placing your hands over your heart. The divine light in me recognizes and sends divine light to you. Namaste.